Welcome back to our Balance Family channel. Melanated Queen Balance behind the camera. Let me come in the front of the camera. Welcome back to our Balance Family channel. And as you can see, this is Sunshine, who is like all up in the pantry trying to locate something to eat. And she tried to get out of being in this video, so I just turned the camera on just so that she can be a part of this video. So in today's video, come on royalty, come on over here. Don't be trying to look all shy and stuff. And we have royalty, yay! Harmony is doing something, she's somewhere, but either way, we're getting ready to do a video where I'm going to prepare something that I have not prepared in quite some time, which is plant-based chicken. So one of the ingredients that I have not bought this in maybe a year or so, which is Vital Wheat gluten. So I'm going to be making this type of plant-based chicken to make the mock meat for this. Okay, anyway, mock meat, using this and flour and things like that. But before we do that, I actually have to put that in the trash. So before we get started, I have to actually prep the yeast that will be used in this actual recipe. So I'm not even going to warm it up. It's at room temperature, the water that I'll be using. So I just have to actually do the water, some sugar, and the yeast. So I'm going to go ahead and prep that. Give me one moment. Excuse me. I can't even hear. I can't even hear. Okay. You gonna say hi to the Balance family? Say something to the Balance family. Don't just look and smile, and that is so rude. They be acting like they shy and stuff, and they are not shy. Like, get up out of here with that.
I want to say hi.
Uh-oh. They cannot see you.
Hi, Balance family.
You're heavy. Whew. Okay. Okay, so here, you can put this. Do not mess with that, please. So now, all that I'm doing now is I have to get a cup, a glass cup. So before we even start with this, I have a mason jar and I have the yeast, the dry yeast, and forgot one thing that I have to get. And I will not be using regular sugar. I'm not going to use regular sugar. I'm just going to use some brown sugar. So I just grabbed a measuring cup or a measuring spoon. And please, I apologize for looking at the little screen. I'm looking at that to make sure that everything is within view and you all can see what I'm doing. So right now, I'm just going to take a couple of measuring cups full of brown sugar. That's about good. pours the water. That should be good enough. I probably put too much water, but it's okay. I'm just gonna stir this up a little bit. Give it a nice stir. And then now I'm just gonna take this dry yeast. I'm gonna use the same spoon. And I'm just gonna pour it in. And I just did 2. I'm gonna stir this up. Sure, you smell like Rice Krispie treats almost. So I'm gonna let this sit. Here, put this in the thing for me. I'm gonna let this sit for about 15 minutes and then I'll be back. Oh, and just to show you, this is how it's looking right now. That's how it looks. Usually you want to warm the water up, but I have, things already utilizing that, what I would warm it up in, so I just use this. So be right back. All right, so we're back. Come on. We are back. And so let me just show you the progress on the mixture for the dry yeast and all that, which is now active. But this is what it's looking like. Let me just, let's see. You see the little stuff at the top? That lets you know that it is ready because the yeast is eating the brown sugar. That's what that means. So now we can you see? I want to see if you all can see it. Yeah, so it's ready now. So what I have is this bowl cleaned out. I have a measuring spoon or cup, whatever you want to call it. I also have, well, this isn't supposed to be here. Okay. And so we have the Vital Wheat gluten, and we have the flour. You can leave that open. I showed them the pantry and everything.
No, I already know, just because the air.
Oh, okay. And flour. So, and then of course I have a fork, which I'll be using to stir everything up. Oh, but another thing, can you get the wax paper? Because we're gonna have to use the counter and put the dough on and stuff like that.
Yeah, they need it. Oh, you want the whole thing?
Sure. Okay. Have my assistant, Miss Royalty. Huh? So Royalty wants me to let you all know that her Be Earth Day is coming up in February. February will be her Be Earth Day, and she'll be another year younger, or will it be older? Older? Let me get this. I'm gonna zoom the camera in so you can see exactly what it is that I'm doing. I'm just gonna position. All right. So I'm gonna pull it like this. Okay. Hopefully this is better. So it might be. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take this bowl. We're gonna take the bowl and I'm just gonna open like so. Now, I'm opening this because all I'm gonna do is take some of these, just randomly take some seasonings and herbs to incorporate in it's gonna be plant-based, like chicken nuggets, like that. So, all right.
It's a little breakfast for lunch because they have too many bagel pizzas and
Okay.
but I last one tried.
So I'm using, and that's great by the way. I'm using 1 cup of flour. So I got that in there. And I'm gonna put this off to the side. And then next, I'm going to open this. I have scissors, but just for the sake of time, I'm gonna go ahead and just use this. Kind of slit it a little bit. And I'm going to fill this up. And I'm only using 1 cup of the Vital Wheat gluten, just 1 cup. So 1 cup, that's how it looks. Let's see if I can try to. So yeah, that's it. You're just gonna dump that in. So I like to have everything seasoned. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take some sea salt, which is from Trader Joe's. I'm gonna back this up just a little bit. So Trader Joe's sea salt. Hopefully it focuses. There we go. So Trader Joe's sea salt. I'm just gonna shake some in. I don't want to put too much, so I think approximately like maybe a half a teaspoon of sea salt that I just shook in there. And then I like to put some garlic powder, which I'm running low on. I might have another one, I think I do, but I really, really like garlic powder. It just, the flavor from garlic powder is just so delicious. I'm gonna use a little bit of ground celery. Just some ground celery powder. And I don't need too much of that. And then I think I want to do a little bit of the Old Bay seasoning or Bay seasoning. It's focusing on me. There we go. So Bay seasoning. I'm gonna use that. And this is gonna be maybe a half a teaspoon as well of Bay seasoning. You don't want to overpower with seasonings. I'm gonna use some paprika. So there's smoked, the paprika is right here, and then we have smoked. This is the only challenge here is, you know, getting through everything. I'm gonna use a little bit of turmeric and use some of this. And then here's the paprika.
Oh yeah.
Paprika. It was just sitting right there.
It said fancy. I thought it just said pepper fancy, but I was looking like that. I was like,
I'm trying to get this to focus. If it'll, there we go, paprika. And I'm gonna use a tablespoon of this. Paprika is really, really delicioso in the different foods. So this is ultimately how it's looking on the inside. I think one other thing that I'm gonna add to it, now that I have thought about it, I am going to use black pepper. Black pepper. I'm gonna use this black pepper. And I'm just gonna give it a few shakes here. All right. Okay, that should be good enough. Cannot put too much, otherwise Harmony's gonna be like, it's spicy. So, and now I'm just gonna give it a good mix. It's probably because the
chili powder up there.
so I'm gonna put a little bit of chili powder in here too. Let me just see. So chili powder. Yeah, dark chili powder. Chili powder, dark chili powder. It's all good.
I like the combination.
I think that I put approximately maybe a half tablespoon in here. About a half tablespoon. Either way, I'm mixing it. So I put like about a half tablespoon in, so it should be good to go. Pull you over so you can see exactly what I'm doing, excuse me, and how. So I'm just stirring this. It's well incorporated, I feel, so I'm gonna put a little bit more sea salt just because we want to make sure that it's flavorful. All right, just a few more shakes. I'm just gonna stir that really well. I'm not gonna make too much. I don't want to make too much of this. So, and for this, the yeast is activated. I'm not gonna use all of this. I'm not gonna use all of this. Right. So, well, it can be watered down because I didn't put a whole lot. I only did, 1 tablespoon of stuff, right? So now I'm just going to, first before I even do that, I'm gonna make a circle. Give me a spoon. We're gonna switch utensils, and instead of doing the fork, we're gonna use a spoon. So I'm just making a little area to pour the yeast in. So I just want you to kind of see, just scoop everything to the side like this, just like this, and then okay, so now I'm just gonna pour it in the middle, and I gotta be quick with this. Okay, that should be enough. Now I just gotta mix, turn it into dough. I gotta put some more. Maybe I'll be using all of it after all. I'm using all of it, y'all. I didn't think I was gonna have to use all of it, but what you think? Sometimes just
It's like
it's supposed to. Now I'm just, once it starts to come from the sides, pull this down, because I gotta, okay, now, it's coming together so that I need to, it's turned to a dough, so now I gotta start working with it. Hold on. So we need to pull this back over here. I just didn't want it to keep making noise. This is how it's looking right now. So it's literally a clump of dough. So I'm going to take some more flour and just sprinkle it, because I don't want it to stick, but spread it out a little bit. So it doesn't stick to your hands. You want to kind of coat your hands as you coat the place of
don't put it on the thing.
This is gonna stick. So I haven't done this in quite some time. So I'm kind of rusty around the edges with this. I apologize for that, but hopefully it's sticking a lot. Maybe I should have looked this up before I did.
Well, you got. Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh yeah, that is sticky.
Very sticky. I'm making a mess. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is take this off of this paper because it's not working. And just sit it here. Oh, I put a little bit more. I just cleaned these counters, now I gotta clean them again. But it's okay. Okay. Alright. Alright. Then you gotta keep kneading it. It'll eventually stop sticking.
It's like slime because when I make some.
There we go with the slime again. That's in the video that's coming up soon. This child loves slime. Okay, so I'm trying to make sure you all can see what I'm doing. But basically I'm kneading this, right, because I have to keep adding some flour to it. So I'm probably gonna speed this video up. Remember that time when I first made this and it turned out like a bread type of thing instead of like mock meat? I'm hoping that mock meat, because it's copying the texture of actual flesh, but because we do not eat it, you know.
Does it feel bouncy or weird?
Touch it. And so this is supposed to be done for 8 minutes to 10 minutes. Those cooking shows.
Yeah, I always watch
Okay,
those.
you can wash your hands. So this is how it looks now. This is the texture of it. So this is going to actually double or triple in size. So I'm just gonna clean up this area. Welcome back to the video. This is the same video, it's just a different day. Last night when me and Royalty were cooking, they had peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and they were full, they didn't want to eat, and I was tired. So I am back in the same video again, just a different day. But I want to show you all what progress was made with the mock meat. So I don't know if you remember the beginning of this video, it was like a ball of dough. Well, it tripled, maybe even quadrupled in size. So now what I'm getting ready to do is to take it out of here and actually cut it up, because I got to start boiling the meat before I actually bread it and fry it. I do have some water going, and I'll just show you. I do have some water going here. So the water is going over here. I am going to be taking this oil because I want to put a little bit on the I'm turning you around now. I'm going to be putting a little bit on the dough. So let me, I apologize, I am not a professional when it comes down to recording, so I do the best that I can. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm just going to put a little bit of oil on it. Not much, but just a little bit. That should be good enough. I'm just going to rub this down so it'll be easier for me to work with, because I have to pull it from the sides. I don't know if you can see that I just want to pull it from the sides here. So now a realistic size. So now I have my knife, and what I'm going to do is just cut into like strips. And then I'm going to cut them again after I cut the strips. But I just want to, I'm eyeballing it, so. Because, and I'm doing this now so I don't have to do it later. Showing you all the process. It's boiling, and I want you to see how it looks. See how they're swelling up, they're getting bigger. You want to boil these so that the Vital Wheat gluten along with the flour can set. So, which is why I'm boiling this. I'm just flipping them over because they've been on this particular side for a little bit. And this Vital Wheat gluten, it swells up. pretty good. This is gonna be a nice batch of vegan meat. It's gonna be a nice batch. So I'm gonna get a bowl together. So I have my bowl. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take these out. Look at how, you know, I'm gonna get a piece of the dough itself to show you a little bit of the difference between before and after. So this is how it looked before. This is how it looks before. This, see, it's before. And then after, it goes from this to this. I'm sorry. It goes from this to this. And it swells up really good. So this is the mock meat that I'll be using. I'm gonna batter and fry this. Those are the next 2 steps and then we'll be all done. So I'm gonna start taking them out.